Oh no. Oh, that's over.
This is NPCs. This is NPCs on this app.
Sorry, we can go back to that before I saw that. And I was like, what?
When you're
That's actually y'all know how good Bernie did?
It does
Bernie got 41%.
Yeah, T.O. Bernie they call it.
But when you have 30 people.
I just want to say, I wasn't asking to talk about medical or anything. I was asking because I hadn't seen any. I was legit asking. I hadn't seen any. And so when she said the thing she said today, he said that, I was like, oh, they got her. Because that would be an easy contempt charge. I mean, she's lying under oath, because I think it was under oath. But he has special things that the Republican Congress doesn't have. So fascinating stuff. I don't know why people come on here and lie.
Special things is wild.
Wait, how many Epstein files were released and she was not in a picture with all those pictures? Wow.
Not with Epstein,
So
what I've seen.
Here's a question. Is it just because she's a woman? Because Hillary Clinton is arguably one of the most intelligent people we've ever had in American politics. Like, she's politically savvy. She's been the Secretary of State. What is it about Hillary? They think they're gonna get a got you with Hillary Clinton. I really want to know, because they come at her like she's gettable.
I don't know. They've been trying for years now. They've been trying. Like, I don't know why she was being deposed today. And to her about, what did she say? UFOs?
Right. But then the thing is, so she used it to get her shit off about the 2016 election. And you heard her talk about the election interference. I'm just saying, it's just, I don't know. I saw Hillary speak a while ago, and so I'm partial to Hillary, even though, everybody has their bad or good and bad qualities, but Hillary is just somebody that you just shouldn't be trifling with, especially if you're not. I mean, it's not like we have some of the smartest people that were questioning her today, so that I'm sure that went well, but I would love to see that for that been open hearing.
Welcome back to another episode of Trying to Catch CM, Trying to Fish CM. We're trying to get you, CM, and we're getting very close. You're in a lot of trouble, CM.
Are you gonna be okay, man? I know you're a crack fan. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's looking like the Ricos are going to be K-Rico, but, we'll see.
I know you crackpot fellas.
Wait, Matt, is there a name for Tallarico stands?
I've named them the Quericos.
Oh, my God.
Que rico.
Tallaricanos.
Que rico, papi.
Tallarico.
Tally, rico. Que rico, papi.
Your mayor's endorsement of Mr. Landa, how that's gonna go? Oh, I didn't even see that. Put out a video yesterday. Well, it makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense because they co-endorse each other, which almost never happens in the mayoral race in the ranked choice. So, and I think Lander was, destined to be on his team, and he was the former city controller, but he's running for Congress. Is it against Dan Goldman? They switched it. Goldman? Okay. Yeah, it's still Goldman. Yeah, so that was my district. And yeah, I mean, it's basically like APAC, non-APAC. I mean, that's the division, because they both essentially are voting the same on pretty much everything, except, are they going to give money to Israel or not? And they're both Jewish. So Brad is from the progressive left side, so it makes sense that Zoran's going to endorse him. Do you think he might be able to defeat Goldman? Oh, he may. I have to look at the new map, though, to see, because there are obviously more progressive pockets, but they've moved it around slightly, so I'm trying to figure it out. But Brad Lander's well liked. I mean, he won citywide office before. He's the one that's been, getting arrested at the immigration hearings and all of that. years ago.
One less.
Ultimately, I voted for him. But, yeah. I mean, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. I have to look at the map now. I have to see what's that about. And Thank you.
Establish a rule that all Mamdani questions go through Divine, through the campaign manager, Divine.
And now for a counterpoint, here is Divine.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Breaking news.
Stuff.
Breaking news.
Okay.
Democrat at 1,018,100. Wait, what is this? Yeah, well, I'll just say 1 million. Make it easy. 1 million. GOP 870.
That is not enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
It's crazy. Yes, Your Honor, that's Texas. It moved to me, so I couldn't finish reading it. That was just like, fuck it. I hate when you're on Twitter and you're on there and scrolling and then it like moves. When it like, you know what I'm saying? When you're scrolling and you're like trying to read something and it disappears.
You've gone deep enough to see if that's like how that case is versus the last time. Just because the shift in early voting behavior of the Republicans is pretty crazy.
It's 162% of 2020 or 2022, and 85 or 86% are for Republicans from 2022.
Your Honor, deep enough.
Deeper. And what's your point? Deeper.
Lots of fun to do.
Word, which that's a word people use to call people gay. The gay people said that, hey, we don't like this word. You know, you're referring to my sexuality. The word eventually became a slur, right? But there were people who used that term, like the F word, to mean gay, and did bad stuff to gay people, right? The word wasn't used the word wasn't used to do bad stuff to gay people. The word was just used, to call someone gay. But you guys are saying this. No, that term was used as like a way to disparage, to lynch, to do all these things to black people. Because they know
That's an immediate moderation badge right there.
Because they were black. You're black, you would call the N-word. And there were bad white people who called, black people black and did bad things to black people.
You said bad things like it was just like a slap on the hand or something.
That's what you think bad things are? No, that's no. Bad things are all of those. Bad things are all of those.
Wait, is that lying?
Out of Texas. I forgot that. I'll find it. But this man was thinking he was getting a ride home with some co-workers or what have you. These white boys tied him to a pickup truck and dragged him miles and miles.
I remember. Yo, make the picture of my son I drew?
No, I did it, man.
So this is why you don't compare the two words, because they are not comparable. You're talking about apples and oranges.
That's
The N-word and the F word.
They're not both slurs.
They are not comparable. The F word doesn't
Are they
have.
slurs?
They're not comparable. The F word doesn't have.
I spent
The F word doesn't have a history of terror and violence and murder associated with it, and almost genocide. No, it doesn't.
What? why doesn't
it's always the white Latinas and now
why doesn't
nowadays?
if I could find
Indians.
oh my God, man!
Whoa,
if I could
calm
find
down, Miss Fifi. Why do you play victim afterward, bro? By the way, that's a beautiful picture. I can totally see that that's your son because the way you drew him, what you focused on his eyes, you know, like I really like. By the way, what? That's Louis? No way! No
Shut
way.
up, you Indian N-word.
That's crazy, bro. Miss Fifi, I ain't gonna talk to you, Miss Fifi, because you like playing victim. All right, and I don't want to. You're my elder, and I'm supposed to respect you. I'm supposed to respect you, right? Miss Dawn is just a racist, right? I don't respect that. Right?
All day.
Okay, I'll be fast, man. Miss Dawn, look, you heard. The reason why is that both slurs, you could compare slurs, right? And another thing as well, too, what you guys are saying is like, I think it's a correlation causation fallacy. You're saying that, hey, white people who did bad things to black people, they use the term N-word. And you're saying that because of this term, that's why they did it. It's like, no, you can find the same thing with the F slur. If I could point out something bad that happened to
they used the N-word while doing murder to instill fear in people. So, hey, N-word, don't you cross that street. Hey, N-word, don't sit here. And people were fearful.
No, Miss Dawn. They use fear. They use violence to instill fear. They use the N-word because that's what they call black people.
It's a tool.
They use the N-word because that's what they call black people.
Trolling now, I know you're trolling.
I don't know how you don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you understand what I'm saying, so I don't know why you trying to fight it. It just makes sense. Look, listen to the logic. The term N-word, it means black. White people call black people black. There you go. White people who are racist, they did bad stuff to black people, and they often called them black.
That was a derogatory term that was not used by people doing good.
Black people called black people
No,
used
they
the
didn't.
N-word amongst them. What do you mean?
Not until later.
No, I'm not talking about the N-I-G-G-A. No, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yes, it was.
No, you don't even know.
Yes, I do, and I'm older than you. Yes, I do.
And you're wrong. You're not more
I am not
wrong.
wrong.
You could be older, but you can live underneath a rock.
Wrong.
Look, black people call themselves the N-word as well too. They did. They referred to themselves as N-words. Because it didn't mean that derogatory to you.
The committee, as your next congressman, I will.
Originally, it was used derogatorily as a tool to make people fearful, to show power over them. Come on,
Miss Dawn.
America was racist. Why they needed a word to show power? America. I don't even know why I'm talking to you, Miss Dawn.
Word of advice, Miss Dawn. Look. I do this, right? Look, I don't say the word. I don't give my opinion on how it was. I don't know the history of it, right? Odds are, right, is it somebody is exposed to that word, probably knows the history better or not, right? And so when I hear stuff like that, Miss Dawn, I've been on this app for years, but you will rarely ever hear me give an opinion about like those issues, right? Because one, I'm not informed enough. Two, I really don't have like a dog in the fight, right? Because I don't use the word. I don't try to promote or dissuade certain people. Latino of your likeness,
We are
I would
not the
chill.
same, though.
My thing is,
I do.
I'm trolling.
I have a dog in the fight. You have no dog in the fight.
my thing is,
So how are you trying to tell a black woman to sit down?
Wait, what?
Can I go real quick? Thing is, Nathan.
Wait, you're black, Miss Dawn? I did not know. No, I did not know.
My thing is, Nathan, Black went through horrible, much worse things than being called it, but this is what they want to fucking stand on, bro. Like, this is what they want to cry about. They went through way worse shit than being called a nigga, and this is what they will always fucking, like, curl up into a ball over, cry over, and shit. It makes no sense to me. Like, they give literally, racists calling people niggas, they give them the power. Cause, bro, y'all talking
a disc changer, and that was a really old car, but it was like, I guess, like aftermarket, and it was in the back of the car. You'd have to like go get out of the, I think you had to like get out and like go in the back and like put like the CDs in the back. I miss that car, man. I would not be functioning with it, though. It was so small. But, like, yo, I got pulled over all the time because it...
That's you, but I doesn't matter.
Why would you say something back if it doesn't affect you?
Yo, why y'all doing that? That's old age.
Oh, so now you want to switch stance or what? Are you trying to argue with me? Like, don't do it.
All they said something.
Now you're trying to flip sides, or what? Take a stance.
Can y'all stop with the ADHD? Can y'all chill up with the ADHD, please?
Discuss over about that. I love my Italian brother back from CSPTR.
Look, I could be wrong, and it won't be the first time I'm wrong, but from what I understand...
I'm just trying to understand you, bro.
Yeah, from what I understand, that term was used to other and to dehumanize.
Families know that debt is out of control. Washington. I'm John Kitover. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16. The big line? Born ready. Let's make democracy dance. Inner peace. Let's make this third eye proud. Ooh, there it is. Easy there. Whoa! What is happening in here? Just raising my frequency, man. Breathing can reset your body and mind. Folks, I'm John Kitover.
Yes.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Spirits, give me a sign. Say hi or something.
Back then. No, the whole world was racist back then, right? Because they believed at one point in time that black people was a subclass of humans, right? They believed that, black people was subclasses with humans.
Dr. John Kitover. I'm a physician, a veteran, and a neighbor here. John, focus on the center of your brain.
You say that it's a word.
After a long shift, I'm giving myself a few minutes to meditate and raise my voice.
They call them.
Good evening. In a colossal victory tonight, local businessman John
All right, welcome in. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Let the show. What a day.
So they call them. Call black people. What was the N-word? What happened eventually after black people gained their freedom and they were starting to gain an identity? They didn't want to be called anymore. They didn't want to be called black people. I believe that was light-skinned people that did this shit. Like Miss Fifi.
I'm Kitover. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16th District. I grew up here in Northern Illinois. We work hard and we look hard.
Let's get to work. We're starting with a quick one.
Whenever they go in together, they call them.
All right, settling in, focusing on the center of my brain.
John, you're shaking like my cousin's Pinto at 60 miles an hour. I'm at Harmony level 7. Yeah, and the coffee table's at earthquake level.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to order 3 large cans. Are you on the phone?
Of course I'm on the phone. So am I.
It's just used to call people who were black people slaves. That's you're black, you're an N-word. And that's what definition of word meant, black. What people did, what racist people did, the black people, they wasn't doing it because of the term, because of the N-word. They were doing it because they...
When you're a write-in candidate, folks wonder if they'll spell your... Fellow Americans, the state of our union is strong. Stronger than time.
That's all I have to say. Anyone want to go next?
Fellow America.
Okay, so I'll just give a quick analogy just to show like how like slurs become slurs. Like back then, F slur meant what? A person that was homosexual. It was a curse word back then. It was just a curse word. When you're writing, say it. You know, Christians can't say it because Christians don't curse, but you know, some Christians curse and they will use it, right? That's not gay. And afterwards, gay people were like, "Hey, I don't like this." Then you know what gay people did too? They even appealed to the violent straight people and say, violent straight people use this word to degrade us before they were violent with us. Before they would like burn us or something like that, they would say these types of stuff. They don't want to be called this anymore. So then the word became a slur. The word originally meant gay. Similar to the N-word. The word originally meant black. Well, black people felt like, hey, this makes me feel a certain.
I grew up here in Northern Illinois.
They started saying, we don't want to be called this. You make me feel this way when you call me this. And that's when they said that, hey, it's a slur. Because, and that's when they give like all those, they attribute all those other things to the word. But that was black people doing.
Kiddo.
It's not the same.
And this is to Ms. Dawn, we know that they're not the same, but they are slurs. And because they're slurs, I will point out the similarities on how slurs are, or how things evolve into slurs.
Like saying, yeah, we know that an apple isn't one, but it's a fruit.
Oh, I don't say. Isn't it,
And fruit starts from a seed. You know, anyways, go ahead on Reginald.
Isn't your intention matter if it's a slur or not? Or no?
That's what I think.
Good evening.
They think just it's bad.
Alright. So you do agree that your intention is what makes it a slur?
Yeah, context matters.
Right.
If someone
if context matters,
someone,
the etymology of the word would matter too. So in that case, usage wouldn't be as powerful of how you rank the word if you know the history of the word. And they made the point earlier, it was meant to differentiate everybody in history. Like the Romans would call other people black because they thought of it as a pejorative. It was a derogatory term. They used the word.
For a long shift.
I gotta pull up, I forgot the...
Yeah, but it's different today, right?
Was it Nigel?
No. I'm lying down. I got my dental work done today, and it's my head's not working full.
But it's different today, right? So we're talking about today. It is. If they're calling each other, if they're calling each other, it's different.
If it isn't different today, me and you would be able to freely use it.
Exactly. If somebody will hit you when you say red run, if you say
You can freely use it, but you're also
we can freely use it.
Your freedom of speech absolute
can be consequence. You can say, like, screw you and get consequence.
Doesn't save you.
You can tell someone screw you and get consequences, and then what?
Let's go again back to my original.
Well, I'm talking about is people use it to their
In through the nose, out through the mouth. Peace. Fellow Americans, the state of our union is strong, stronger than ever. Jobs are up, crime is down, and the spirit of this country is as bright as these lights. After the address, pick up milk, eggs, and cat. Fellow Americans. After a long shift, I'm giving myself a few minutes to meditate and raise my vibration.
The Turkic states and
a long shift.
Well, we were
history.
Because I live today. At all.
Stop being emotional faggots and allow somebody to fucking finish. Jesus Christ. And if you guys care about context and etymology, then you would know that the word was purposely used in the United States.
But if you're a Republican patriot, you will write in John Kitover. You will not vote for Darren LaHood. John Kitover is certified in all counties and precincts of the 16th district, so be sure to write in John Kitover for the 16th district to unseat and defeat Darren LaHood.
Be a very common trope in the Pacific Northwest and also in the Atlantic Northeast. Right? These are context, bro. This is history. This is only 100-some years ago, bro. What are we talking about? And the word faggot,
that's what I'm saying.
the etymology of faggot The etymology of faggot is also the Russian word, right? The difference is, it's who you care to offend, right? Do I care to offend 1% of the population who I can't align with and I disagree with, or do I care to offend 16 to 18% of the population who I do culturally align with? That is why I choose to freely exercise my freedom of speech and use faggot, but I call the N-word the N-word, right? Contact.
Not a real nigga. Not a real nigga.
I don't know why people can't stay on the point, which is crazy because they use the word again on each other today, and all of a sudden that doesn't matter. But that's a funny point. No one wants to address that.
Particularly knowing why insults.
Americans, the state of our union is strong.
Nate's argument and why we were arguing so hard. Sorry, I have nuts in my mouth.
Was that the word red black?
Okay.
The word red black.
That's what she said.
He's arguing that it wasn't horrific ever. Black people called each other N-words and all this, and we're saying no. He's trolling. That's incorrect. It was used to excuse me. It was used to instill fear in people. It was derogatory. It was tied to horrific crimes, right? In the past, we're talking about, not today. Of course, today it's been washed down, right? And it doesn't hold the power that it used to hold, right? And that's simple. But then it was powerful. People were.
You're just making shit up. What are you talking about? Can I address? That's the dumbest shit I heard.
Dr. John Kitover.
I mean,
Folks, I'm John Kitover. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another election.
Get away from you because, like so many other words, it was split. The meaning has always been something more traditionally. How about that? Meant to be used in a horrific way, you know, because of the history that was going on at the time that it was being used. Okay, during the 90s, see Dolores Tucker, she was a councilwoman out of California. She went after the lyrics of Tupac's. It had, you know.
I wonder why you call you bitch.
All I'm saying.
That was the song they speak.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I just wanted to finish my sentence. Story short, you know, some of these people fought, but then you had folks, entertainers, and say, you know what, I'm not going to use this word. Or, you know, but it was definitely something that was derogatory. I don't care what you do with it today, but it still was. That's all I'm saying. I don't want people to be, what are they trying to do now? Just erase history.
Inner peace. Let's make.
Better to make the little feel bad that, you know, it was crazy things going on. All I want to say is whatever. Okay.
You don't want them. You don't want them to whitewash history.
That's the word.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. We know that's
Miss Fifi deliberately. I don't know why. She deliberately misunderstanding. I'm gonna say it again, Miss Fifi. You're arguing that you're arguing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, people always say that when they can't defeat you.
No, you're trolling for real.
Especially when it's a taboo topic. I need to they like, you know.
Why are you being such a antagonist and you just being trying to be provocative? You know how you have shop, you know? That's you. Everybody knows to come in here for shop.
Democracy dance.
You gotta leave the feelings at the door. And just,
I'm John Kitover.
I get what you're saying that, hey.
I'm not going to have some white boy calling me nigga, okay? That's not going to happen on the stage.
Wait, what? Let me ask you this question. Who made that statement that help white people call you the nigga? Who said that?
I'm saying when you white boy shit, somebody get on the stage and say nigga, I'm not going to be happy. Especially if they're white person.
No one's saying that.
Because
we're talking about the history.
Nathan, quit messaging.
We're talking about the history of
yeah.
You know,
we're talking about the history of the word Fifi. We're saying, we're talking about the history of the word, right? We're saying that the word was not always a slur.
Families know that.
You know who helped me out with this? Malik said this. It was not always a slur. It became a slur. And guess who made that point, Miss Fifi? Guess who made that point? Me. I've been saying that the word wasn't always a slur. But you know what you do? You say, you know what?
You just like him. You slip around.
Miss Fifi. I know when I'm right, I'm gonna always be right. I'm gonna fight for what's right. That's the difference between us. If your slip is showing, and I'm telling you, hey, your slip is showing, you say, Nathan, you don't know what you're talking about. My slip is showing. I'm gonna keep on telling you that your slip is showing.
Who was telling me this, and I'm gonna look and fix it because it's you.
Yeah.
You showing that, Miss Fifi?
Nathan, quit. I'm getting too many notifications, brother. Quit texting me and telling me to call Miss Fifi the N-word. I'm not going to do it. I know you want me to, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Don't do that anymore, Nathan. Come on, brother.
Miss Fifi, you know I'm
What's hilarious, Miss Fifi, is you brought up the 90s, right? And like the culture and change against like rap music and the court cases. Do you know the creation of what gave the whites the ability to get away with this shit in the 90s too? Popularization. No. The OJ trial and the popularization of the usage of quote unquote. They gave me, and I have to answer.
But only when the moon is new.
Which means we're on the same side.
You're late, Mr. Kitover.
Traffic. Because they were quoting what the police officers were saying on, wiretaps and off camera, saying racial shit, the Rodney King stuff. And there was a famous attorney who basically made this argument and said we've now officially weakened the word and now allowed white people to say N-word. All news shows and broadcasters, when they were talking about it, when they were reading Mark Twain, they'd use the hard ER, but when they were talking about OJ, or when they were talking about Rodney King, or when they were talking about all of the crap that happened with, rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson just died, they would use, quote, N-word. So now we all have a pass, right? Because of people like Nathan and Andrew. Racist.
Hey. No. I'm saying this too. You know what?
Like that at the end? You like that at the end?
Yeah. But I'm saying this though. Don't just put me and Andrew. Put Tupac there too. Because Tupac was one of the an individual from a great think tank for African Americans. He was him and his group of young individuals. They said that, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna rebrand the word. The word
is trans gangster, bro. You can't take that guy seriously.
Yes, but I absolutely
He was an actor
but the point is this.
All right, let's settle in.
And a group of individuals, they rebrand him, right? Guess what it meant, Miss Fifi? It didn't mean, and he said this in an interview, when you use the NIGR, you're talking about whips and chains. And when I use IGGA, I'm talking about a whip, and he did like the motion, the hand gesture to show that he's in a car. And I'm talking about chains, like gold chains, right? But if you have a white person, like let's ask Andrew, would you say the N-word with the A?
Would I
say it in public?
Yeah. Would you call a black person that? Because from what Tupac says, that the N-word isn't any.
Can someone give this nigger Andrew the N-word pass?
You just got the pass from Miss Fifi. That was crazy.
Greg apparently has the pass. But no, I called Nagu. I call him Nagu. He came on stage, NGU. He came on stage and I said, "What's up, my Nagu?"
This is why we all.
That's the most I've done.
We are because we let people all into the.
No, Miss Fifi, hear me out, Miss Fifi. I'm saying this. I'm saying this. Let me just land. So look, Tupac gave the definition of the term, right?
Well, no one wants to let you land because you're waffling. No one wants to hear this shit.
Right?
You're waffling.
Okay, come on, great. Chill. Control
you're just saying words. You're waffling. No one wants to hear it.
Control the atheism, bro.
You gotta control your fucking mouth.
Control your fucking autism.
No one wants to hear this shit.
Then leave. All right, listen, shut your black ass up. Let me move your black ass down.
Stupid ass
Yeah.
shit. This is
Anyway,
one of
so,
Andrew's people,
like a-
bro. This is the people Andrew brings
Exactly.
up.
Don't you blame me, Hagop.
Crazy.
Don't
Greg's
you
your
blame me.
fanboy, man. What
Don't
the
you blame me.
fuck?
Fucking
All right, anyway, back to the conversation.
You gotta listen. You gotta leave your strays where you found them at, bro. Don't be bringing them up inside here, feeding them.
The problem is I feed them.
I hate
they come back.
Exactly.
You can't
Yeah,
feed the
feed the
bears.
troll,
or the
bro.
strays.
You know
That's
that,
true.
Andrew. You
That's
can't-
true. I do. But I still feed you,
But
Hagop. But go ahead, Nate.
I'm gonna lie. So look,
Thank you, Daddy.
Andrew is even hesitant. Listen, Andrew is even hesitant to say it, right? Tupac said, "Hey, it does not." He said, "N-I-G-G-A," because the lady was like, "Well, you use it in your songs, right?" Well, he said, "When I use it, I'm not talking about whip and chain, right?" And he did the whip, and the chain being like chains would you lynch people with, or you hug people like cage them with. He said, "I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whip, car, chain, gold chains, and that's what I use it for." So that's the difference right there. And I'm asking Andrew to say it now because historically that's what the word meant, especially by Tupac. When Tupac makes this song, nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, you should be able to use it because he doesn't mean anything disparaging, but you can't tell it to a black person. And you know why? Because black people are the most racist people. Go ahead, Emma.
Oh, I can talk now?
I mean, yeah, let's talk, Emma, because Pro might want to come up and say the N-word. I mean, I won't say it, but maybe him as a white person. But go ahead, Em.
I think the point I was going to point out is that it's not just, like, I think Andrew might be like me, so I'm going to say something, and if you disagree with me, Andrew, you can say that you do. But the reason that we choose to say something or not choose to say something isn't simply just because whether it's going to offend other people. Like, that's kind of an exterior reason for us. Like, what we feel, like, what's important to us is if that is, like, a hurtful thing. And we take that, I feel like, I know I take that to heart. So, like, it doesn't matter. The external, like, validation of that doesn't matter as much as, like, what we strongly believe.
What do you mean by external validation of that, if you don't mind?
Like other people's interpretation of it, like regardless of whose race it is or who it is and who we're talking to. Like, it's an internal decision. So he would never be comfortable saying that.
Do you use the term faggot by any chance, Emma?
No, I don't ever use that.
Okay.
You never used it?
I didn't mean that in an aggressive manner, love. I'm not.
How young are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not young. Not typically young, no.
Curse them. Do you curse?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I have that fault sometimes, yes.
I'm surprised to hear a Hagop using the F slur, actually, considering how left-leaning you are, Hagop. You know, anti-MAGA, anti-conservative.
It's actually very concerning, Andrew.
It is. I'm surprised.
Non-LGBT supporting Marxist.
See, now that's interesting. Interesting.
I am so upset that these gays and trans have completely taken over our communist and socialist party.
Crazy.
Because
So, like,
they would be massacred in the fields if Trotsky or Stalin was around today.
Wow. You are an unusual mix.
I'm not actually that fucking leftist, bro. You have to understand the time I grew up in, right? I was born in 93. I'm very young, compared to some other people in this room, but I grew up with South Park, brother. And South Park literally made it a point to differentiate why faggot isn't offensive, but the N-word is.
Did they use the F slur?
Yes,
South Park actually
get a good call.
93 was a good year.
I can't imagine South Park would use it anymore. They used it back then. I didn't know that they did. Did South Park actually use that slur? Does anybody know? Because I actually don't know.
Yes.
Yes, they totally did.
They did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got to look at the episode about the tunnel of intolerance. Fag. Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting to kind of see the shift, the cultural shift and things like that, because I doubt they would do it now. I would be shocked if they did it now. It's kind of like Eminem, toning down his, language like that. You don't really hear him talk like that anymore. And I just, I'm always a little suspect when I kind of see that kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, but I will say, look, I mean, as far as what you said, like saying something that's going to offend people, like it depends on why it's offending them is what matters to me, right? So if somebody, it's not so much about the words that somebody's saying, it's like what they're trying to express, and that would include the way they're saying it. So like if somebody's trying to express some kind of hurt or trying to generally denigrate people, I can understand people being upset by that, right? But if somebody's saying it in a joking way, it's just like if somebody wants to call me a cracker or a polar bear or an Edomite, usually, even when they're meaning it with, I'm okay with it. But if they, if they're joking around, I know they're joking around, and that doesn't bother me, right? It doesn't matter how, maybe vile.
You're an Oleg.
Somebody might take that. What's that? What'd you say?
The most offensive word is like someone calls you an Oleg.
Andrew, what if I were to say it should bother you?
I don't necessarily agree because it obviously.
Like for just real quick, Andrew.
Yeah.
Like in my culture, right? There are certain words you shouldn't joke with around women and children. Like you could joke, like you could call someone a motherfucker in Armenian. It's 9 times out of 10 it will start a physical fight, right? You could incorporate that into a joke, right? But even when you say it as a joke, it's looked down upon, and you have to be like very, very careful on who and when you curse. And I personally think being exposed to, the LA culture where pretty much anything goes and anything could be a joke, I think being reserved is a great way for our society to function. I think there's a lot of benefits. And then you don't water down the words, like when you call someone a motherfucker, like prepare to fight, And I think this overusing of every word is retarded. It's retarded.
It's retarded. I love how you say it's retarded. That's funny. But let me just, we should be reserved. Not being reserved is retarded. But let me just say, there's a comedian, I wish we were on Discord because I would play a clip, but there's a comedian that I have just an enormous amount of respect for because he packs his rooms out with just every ethnicity, every background. And he just does jokes that are, they're genuinely fun, right? Racial stereotypes, everything like that. And everybody's laughing together, no animosity. There's like this, it's a tearing down of racial barriers. And I have a lot of respect for that approach. I'm also not opposed to what you're saying, Oleg, as far as being reserved. I think that's another way to go. I do think there are certain things that are sacred that you shouldn't be joking about. You shouldn't make jokes about it, right? And be like, demeaning. I wouldn't want to be demeaning about Christ or anything about God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how many comedians, right, joke about Christ but never about other religious figures, right? And
I agree.
You know why? It's our fault, Andrew.
Yeah, because we don't stand up.
We're not the ones, right, cutting people's heads off, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating for violence, but clearly there's a difference here.
Yeah, I agree. They take advantage of our passivity and the fact that a lot of Christians are going to, turn the other cheek, so to speak, or they're not going to, run a jihad on you if you're, coming against Jesus. You can do the most.
I think you just have to read the room. Just read the room.
Certainly.
You don't have to have that.
Yeah.
Some people don't have the what do you call that? They're socially awkward or something. They just don't know when to suppress things. I don't know.
I think it's emotional intelligence. Some people lump it under that.
You have to read the room. You're not going to go in there and say the N-word in front of a bunch of nanas or something. When I say nanas, we mean, grandmothers or whatever. You just don't. Even if you can say it, it doesn't mean that it's right all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, there are contexts, and I think it'd be inappropriate and whatnot, right? If somebody was telling you how horrific the Holocaust was, and they're like crying and telling you about how, their great grandparents or whoever, right, went through the Holocaust,
manager who's I want to say it wasn't his grandfather, but I know his son. They gave him his bar mitzvah in Israel. How cool is that? You know what I mean? So we got to learn a lot about each other because he was our manager at the station. Absolutely. So we got to know each other's culture. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, right, if somebody was giving some kind of testimony about that and you were just like, I don't think that would be the time to make the joke about the ovens and the Jews, or what's the difference between a pizza and a Jew, right? I don't think that is the time to make that kind of a joke. But there
finish it. I don't know that one.
The Jews don't. I'm sorry, the pizza doesn't scream when you put them in the oven. But the thing is about that is that a lot of people aren't gonna. I know. The thing about that is there's going to be times that are appropriate where you can joke with people, even about things that are very sensitive. And it could be appropriate or more appropriate, right? But there's going to be times when it's not. So I agree, it's very much contextual, and it very much matters.
That one's kind of like yikes.
It's brutal. So I mean, people, but yeah, I really do think it's the intention of the person that is expressing what they're saying that is the crucial thing that you should acknowledge, right? I don't think that you should just take what the words that they're using, and that should be what offends you necessarily. I think you should be looking at the intention of the person. I think that's what should matter.
I saw a comedian somewhat recently. Hey everybody, salute to the room from Detroit, Michigan, where it's warming up here, yay. So yeah, I saw a comedian, his name, Kevin something, but I'll think of it in a second. But he's a recovering alcoholic. He was really funny and everything, but he was making addict jokes a little bit. Not that I'm offended, but a lot of people got up and walked out, and because they were offended about, but it was just like the content. I mean, it just didn't sit right with this particular audience. It didn't bother me, but it was, again, you got to read the room.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the thing that I wanted to say is it's also like, and Emma, I don't know if you can comment on this, but it's not just offending somebody that should be the rule, right? Because obviously, I'm going to say Jesus is God. Muhammad is a false prophet, and I don't care. I mean, it's unfortunate that people are offended, but that's not going to stop me from saying that, right? I'm still going to proclaim the truth on that.
I agree.
And yeah, so there's certain things that you should be willing to say, even if they offend people. So offending somebody just can't be the metric by which you determine if something is off limits or not. It's a metric to look at, the metric. It's not like that's the deciding factor. So just saying, somebody might be very attached to Islam, and you'd be like, it's not that you should be heartless about it, but you can just be like, look, Christianity is true and Islam is false. If push comes to shove, I mean, this is really the truth of it. And I think that's something that should be considered, right? Is there's going to be certain things that are just true. Doesn't matter how people receive it. As far as it stopping you from saying it, you should still say it. But there are some things that are offensive that, yeah, you should consider who's hearing it and what the intention is for you expressing it to the group of people that are going to hear it. Like that matters. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think that you have to be accountable for what you say at all times, whether or not whoever is listening. Even if you're saying something alone, by yourself someplace, you're accountable for what comes out of your mouth. And it doesn't matter, if it's offensive or not to someone else, you're accountable for thinking about your words. You're responsible.
Yeah, your words are like your biggest weapon, if you want to, not in a good way or a bad way.
Do you guys know who was protected from the executioner's axe? The jester, right? So I think that I kind of agree with medieval shit. I think that the jester or the comedian here doing the social commentary should be free to use all the slurs and all the words.
Okay.
But us laymen should know that there's consequences for the words.
Now, that's a great point, right, about the jester, right? But practically speaking, don't you think every single one of those dudes, there was a limit to any particular king? Like you could make fun of his wife, maybe you could make fun of his weight, but you better not make fun of his nose or he'll fucking kill you. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
What about with the Pete? What about with the
rules?
What about the Pete Davidson? And the roast and stuff. They crack jokes about his dad dying in the 9/11 thing,
And it's hilarious.
it's hilarious because he goes along with it, but I'm kind of like, I still kind of makes me uncomfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make me uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable with somebody joking about
He
it.
laughs at it, and I'm almost like, why are you laughing,
Yeah.
dude?
You just have to, I mean, if he really...
Yeah, he makes jokes about it.
Yeah, that just as he is. He doesn't, maybe it's...
The greatest 9/11 joke is Norm Macdonald's. You guys heard Norm Macdonald's joke?
I'm laughing before you say it because I know the joke.
What's the joke?
So he gets people. So like, for example, to Andy Dick once he said, "Have you ever heard the 9/11 call from who does he say? Hey up."
Oh, this is a different one. Is this the one that was on the podcast where he
goes. Have you ever heard the 9/11 call from Kennedy? And he goes, I think you mean 911. He goes, well, yeah, 9/11 is a national tragedy, which makes the other person laugh. And then he turns it on them. He's like, what are you laughing about this for? I'm obviously not telling it right, but you check it out. What do you want me to do?
This is your last warning.
Be a little bit more prepared next time, Tim.
It was ridiculous, Tim. I can't believe. Wait, hold on, Mother. Go ahead. One mic on Mother so he can say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday? Thursday evening. I hope you guys are doing well.
Ma'am, sir,
how are my girls and my gays?
You know who else made billions, millions off of 9/11, Hank-up? Howard Lutnick.
Let's not talk about the pedophile stuff today, bro. I had a long day. I don't want to get into yelling.
Yeah, that's
I'd rather talk about race.
Don't y'all get tired of talking about pedophilia? Jesus, every fucking day.
I'd rather talk about race and like the value of like words, their impacts. We can get into some philosophy. It'd be fun.
How come nobody asked me how my day's going?
Because we're talking about if the word faggot or the N-word are offensive.
Well, can I take the faggot one?
You sure can.
So, I do think, I mean, we have kind of gotten desensitized to it. Like, the gays call each other faggots all the time, but like a straight person can't call us that. And I think that is the same connotation for the N-word. Like, we can call each other that. We are in community with each other, but y'all better not cross that line, or you get cut, bitch.
What if I call a person faggot that has nothing to do with their sexuality? It's just their behavior.
Yeah, like you're acting faggy, like The Office.
Oh, well,
So
I would never say faggot.
It is ascertaining behavior in a derogatory fashion. You're not saying that in like a positive light.
Well, what if we just throw him to the faggots?
Yo, faggy sounds much better. It actually sounds endearing.
Well, you gotta think. I mean,
faggy
listen.
sounds a little endearing. Like,
Before Mother's people came along, Dizzle, the word faggot was used a bundle of sticks that was used at the stake to burn these heathen witches. So then Mother's people came along and they hijacked everything. They hijacked faggots. They hijacked the rainbow, which, mind you, was promise. Yes. The Mother's people were there too.
After Puff, I'm going after Puff. And also,
I'm after Lion.
Yo, attention. Mother, wait,
Mother's people.
Spanish speakers in here. Mother and Puff Man, People call me racist because I like to say the word blackie, right? I throw out the word blackie. But as Spanish speakers, can you guys translate what blackie, like how would it be in Spanish?
So it would
Negrito.
be negrito.
Negrito. All right. Is negrito endearing
right? Like it's endearing in our culture and our
So
language.
here's the thing: we don't.
Well, I don't know about your culture. I just know.
Wait, hold on, Puff. I'm a real Hispanic. On you.
Oh, of course.
Yo, I'm crying.
What I was gonna say is, like, in our cultures, we don't have the same racial animosities as America does. Like, calling someone negrito is not something. It's like it's not equivalent to the N-word, and people love to use that. It's not the same thing. Like, you can call someone negrito and it not be like derogatory or aggressive. It can kind of be like a term of abuse, you know. Whereas, like, you do that not agree with that?
Oh, they beat me up terrible.
No, I don't think so.
Happy that you here.
Yo, is Niggy worse than nigga? Is Niggy worse than nigga?
I'm sick of him anyway. He's been calling me nigga all night, y'all.
I ain't saying that.
Fifi, hold on, you gotta fight back, Fifi. You gotta fight back.
I wish Aiken was here. I wish Aiken was here.
Fight back. Don't let that nigga Dizzle do you like that.
I ain't calling her a nigga. What the fuck?
Yes, he did. He might as well have.
Shame on you, Dizzle. Shame. Shame. How dare you disrespect a Fifi like that?
So nobody's really gonna ask me how my day went?
No, not really. We're not interested. But I'll tell you what, man. How long have you been down in Florida for?
So, all right. So, Mother, how was your day? Good. I've been feeling like a bad bitch all goddamn day.
Okay, so now to the question. How long have you been in Florida for?
11 years? 12 years?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been here
Oh, was it your family? Your family came up from the DR up to New York like most typical Dominicans do, or?
No, we came. So I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm half Puerto Rican. So my mom's side of the family was in Miami, and so then they moved to Miami, and it was like Miami in the 1980s, and my dad was like, "This is a hellhole. Why did we move here from DR? This is a shithole." And then they moved to Chicago. And that was a very long time ago. Miami's a beautiful city now, but it was really bad in the 80s and 90s.
Got it.
It was like,
so your dad needed somebody
Miami, though? Wasn't that peak Miami?
Your dad needed an anchor
in the 90s. Miami in the 90s was basically a war zone. Like 80s, the fucking 90s.
Hell yeah.
Pretty
Good
much.
times, bro. Good times.
Now we've reached a 50-year
Proud owner of a MAGA cock.
Miami's had a glow.
Look at that. And all it took was to sprinkle some gay niggas in there.
So it happens everywhere. The gays move in, we make it nice, and then the heteros want to come back and shove us out. Like, we did all the hard work.
You notice how he doesn't bring up the portion about how they price out all the people that were originally
Right.
The populations.
Yeah, they're very exclusive. Yeah.
This is why.
What are you talking about?
Getting out the
We literally
this reason exactly. Gentrification is the reason I don't use the N-word.
That's why you gotta throw. That's why you gotta throw them to the faggots. Burn them.
I'm just saying, if you see gay men moving into your neighborhood, you should be happy because your property value is gonna go.
Well, I gotta tell you, if a gay guy was to him, I think he'd want to call 911 because that sounds like rape.
Yeah, and by the way, others.
I was gonna yell yes, queen, when you said you were that bitch all day.
I didn't know you were gay.
Not too much of a mother.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. So you don't mind the edibles?
No, other gays can call me faggot. I don't care.
Well, no. What about straight people? Because I don't.
No, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay, but what about them just using it like Hagop just did?
Well, Hagop wasn't the one that used it.
The poor the MAGA cock.
Like I let things fly because you're
Proud owner of MAGA cock.
Like if I didn't like him, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck are you saying?
He knows I love the gays, bro. You know this, Andrew. I'm just anti-trans.
Oh yeah. No, you said LGBTQIA, my friend.
Yes, because the gays that I know. Okay, I'm gonna slightly dox myself.
You're
I'm gonna slightly dox myself. Okay, so if you Google my full name, I think Oleg knows the story. If you Google my full name, I wrote a paper in a bunch of places.
Oh, that is good.
And the title of the paper was The Development of the LGB/queer identity in the Armenian culture.
I'm gonna be honest.
I got this shit published everywhere, Andrew. Everywhere. I'm an ally to the
I
gays.
didn't even know there were gays in Armenia, bro. I had no idea.
There are. There are gays everywhere, bro. And like there's a huge diaspora community in Los Angeles and Boston, right? And I interviewed a lot of people and how like their gay identity mixed with their Armenian identity, the difficulty of being a Christian and dealing with all of these things, like coming from a culture that is extremely prideful in their race and ethnicity and all that.
Okay. Aren't you that busy?
You want to shoot your shot? Go ahead, bro. All the gays I interviewed asked me one question.
You interviewed gays, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Is he available? You know what the question that he wants to ask?
Shit, Oleg.
In person? Were the interviews in person?
Some of them were in person.
Cosmopolitan.
Over Skype. Some of them were over Skype. So every gay and lesbian I interviewed or bisexual asked me one thing. They're like, please do not include trans Armenians. No. They wanted their names published. They said do not include the trans community.
Wow, really?
We don't like them. Well,
when was this? What year was this?
This is 2014. What was this? 2015.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I interviewed one guy who was in his 60s. I think it might have been 70s, 60s. His name was Sudan. Sudan is married to a black man. Both of them are psychiatrists. His brother was also gay. His brother died from AIDS. He was one of the first people in like the Los Angeles Armenian community to be outed about his sexuality because he died from AIDS. And this guy did a lot of work for like the AIDS Foundation down here, all this stuff. And he was one of the people who goes, bro, please, I'm begging you. Like, Jacob, please.
Yeah, but did you ask him
this
why?
just to the lesbians because they gave me different reasons. All the lesbians said that they're like attacking what Sugar Belly says, right? They're attacking like feminism. This intersectionality doesn't really cross over. And all the gays said like they're taking our men.
Yeah, because the attraction to a woman is still there, because that's the actual natural course of the human race. But hey, look, what do we know? You know. Hey, quick question, yo, brother. What was the name that you used to go by a couple of years back when we first met you in here? If you don't mind me asking, 'cause I remember you used to go by something else. Is he there? He probably gave up on me.
Yo, I'm in the shower. Hold on.
Oh, no, you
Nicholas.
Right, Nathan. Thank you, sir. Nicholas. That's right. And then he went to Nick. And then he went to some other shit. Yeah, Nicholas. That's
Nicholas
right.
is his real name. He went by Nicolations.
Yeah, Nicolations. Yeah.
Nicolations. Yeah, but then I got off. Right when he went to Nicolations, that's when I got off. Nathan, you want to say something?
Well, I just wanted to ask you about men. Just to be clear, you
I thought it was Nathan.
Oh, is it Nathan? Go ahead, Nathan.
No.
I'll be fast.
Go ahead, bro.
Do you see my PTR?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a drawing of my oldest son, bro.
It kind of looks like you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
You crazy.
Who's that, Concrete?
I don't know if you're lying or not, Nathan.
Is your son Concrete? Y'all know Concrete is Nathan's oldest son, right?
Yes, sir.
Concrete
is Nathan's oldest son, man.
No,
that's not Concrete.
Nathan is definitely fathered. I gotta say, the Puff Man, I hope Nathan has done a good job of shepherding this room and getting all the people here to bow down to the truth of Christ. I hope that is what Nathan has done. So I'm just assuming that that's what's occurred, Puff Man, and that you yourself have been shepherded by Nathan into acknowledging the Christian truth.
Andrew, I'll tell you what, the only thing I believe is that Clubhouse is, in fact, not only a PSYOP machine, but Nathan is part of that machine, and he's being paid to wrangle all the retards on Clubhouse and keep them, while the other rooms grow and fruitfully disperse their seeds across this heathenist platform. Outside, yeah, Nathan is cool, man. Nathan is cool. But I tell you what, I need Nathan to bring me to the feet of our Creator. I think it's pretty obvious when we step outside that none of this happened out of a big bang. There is, in fact, a Creator who created all of this. Yeah, Andrew, you don't know me like that, Andrew. And you know what's crazy? We've been around each other since probably like season 1 or 2. But I know most people, they see the I am calm. They don't really take what I say, seriously. It's the puff, man. And, I know how to I do the impersonations and shit, so nobody really takes me seriously. But outside of that, man, listen, I'm always up for a good conversation.
Well, I hear
Who did you just talk about? Nathan? I hate Nathan. Oh my God.
See, and this is the reason why I can't wait for Tom Holman to show up at this motherfucker's door. Report his ass. I want this motherfucker so gone from everything.
No, he's not.
We need Faisal deported from planet Earth. How about that? We need to put this motherfucker on one of them Eli rockets.
Faisal is not only an illegal alien, but he's also a Muslim. So there's 2 reasons.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. We gotta get him out of here.
Yeah, I think we got it.
So how do you plan to get me out of here?
Trump's gonna come to your door.
You'll get me out of here by keeping me where I'm at my country.
I want to get you out of the United States because you're a Muslim and you are an immigrant.
So first off, excuse me, Faisal, I just want to announce, excuse me, quiet, baby, quiet, excuse me.
How dare you?
So I just want you to know that Tom Holman is on his way to your house.
I somehow.
But more importantly, you excuse me, quiet, baby, okay? You gotta learn that when a real.
I'm John Kitover. I'm running for
Excuse me, quiet, Biggie. Quiet.
Like how
you gotta learn when to be quiet.
I'm John Kitover.
Because you're an embarrassment to yourself now. That's dissatisfying.
All things.
But I will say this, and you can't not
Let's make this third eye.
I am the president of the United States, okay? But I will say this, we are going to deport you with all of our might and our force. We're going to put you on one of the leading rockets. We're going to put you on the Rosie O'Donnell. Do you know who that is? We are picking her up from Ireland because Ireland has had enough of her. And we're going to put you and her together on the same rocket. And we're going to send you off into the distance to never see you again. And look, I was trying to be a nice guy. I was really trying to send you to the Uyghur camps, okay, to have you put some iPhones together. But you're a douchebag, okay? So that's how we're going to handle you from moving on, okay?
But yeah, Andrew, how dare you insinuate that I chose to step foot in the bitch ass country of the Nazis when
America.
I would never.
You're still fucking goats, okay? It's quite obvious, okay? You're still drinking goat milk, okay? That's why you're ass backwards, okay? And you wear your flip-flops on the wrong foot, okay?
Have the sufficient amount of goats.
It's why you never aim when you shoot. That's the reason why you folks never kill anything, okay? But you sure know how to aim for a goat's vagina. You guys are very well known for that.
We use explosive vests.
World renowned. That's because you guys are cowards.
More like we're into fashion.
I would also like to take the time to announce that we're taking over Gaza. We're going to be building some beautiful buildings in Gaza. You're going to see it's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to make sure that Nathan and Andrew have penthouses on the top, most highest floors.
Trump's
yes, sir.
Trump's voice doesn't sound so chiseled like that.
Well, that's because you're fake news. That's really why.
Oops, sorry, folks.
Rough night with the burrito buffet?
So when I put it this way, The United States of America is the land not of migrants, but the land of the Egypt. That's why all y'all are in there and your ancestors. What do you guys think of that?
The committee as your next congressman, I will always stand with our ally Israel. And when I say stand, I mean it. Watch this.
There's a lot of power over
when I say numbers, I mean it.
including the one you're living in right now.
That's a fact.
It's
Speaker,
just
I rise
like
today to
when
stand
the
with our president.
bullet
Chicago deserves a mayor who actually. Oh, citizens of the temple! What a flick of a.
Yeah, we're the mentally retarded kid on the block with a Glock.
position of
And you guys still have a slingshot.
We're the retarded kid on the block with all the nice toys. We got the Glocks, the drones, the tanks, the plane, and all the intelligence in the world.
We got the discombobulators now, bro.
We got the chaos creators.
And you gotta circle joke yourselves too.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it sounds like he's just jealous that he's not part of the circle jerk. I think that's really what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the stimulation of the jerk.
You think of it this way: the people who didn't migrate from where they are, they have friends, they have people who care about them, they love them, respect them, and all of that. But the ones who migrate, they were like, I guess I got nothing left.
Or you're a billionaire Chinese guy buying up farmland. You see that? Where? It's not just retards, right, and rejects that come to America. There's very affluent, smart people. We got that, you know. We're brain draining the entire world, because in America you could be a scientist and drive a Corvette. You could have the best of both worlds.
So if the bullied kid who has an AK-47 coerces another kid to, I don't know, do his bidding, that's not a flex again. Like if you guys pay money for talents to come to your country, because they wouldn't find that sum of money elsewhere, that's not really a quality of your country. Besides, like, I don't know, bribing them.
Bribing works, Faisal.
But yeah, God forbid I ever step foot in there. You guys call it the old world, and y'all is the new world. The old world is good as it is.
Yeah, like, what do you think guys like Faisal are gonna do when the aliens show up? They
put their heads in the sand, bro. Put their heads in the sand.
I know Andrew's gonna run out with his Bible. He's gonna start casting out all the demons and rebuking. Right, Ed?
Yes.
Hagab is gonna run out there in his thong. What'd you say, Andrew?
You're right. I'm going to do that, and you're right about Hagop as well.
That's a motherfucking sound.
Are you gonna cast Hagop out of his house too?
Yeah, if I try to cast the demon out of Hagop, he would just disappear.
Can't make musicians here, that's right. No stage.
Ah, shit. That's crazy. It's like that thing when they tell you to take medication for parasites, but be very careful because the medication may make you disappear too. Because you were in fact the fucking parasite.
This is what the Turks said about the Armenians. This is what Jacobus has been saying this entire.
Americans, the state of our union is strong, stronger than ever.
Realize y'all are racist as shit.
No, I'm just quiet because, you know, the scriptures tell me that the lost will be like the sands of the ocean, so you clearly point yourself out.
As a gay, you think that partaking in that sort of activity?
And clearly an Orthodox Turk who's too proud to call themselves Turkish. It's one of those.
Hagab, you and Faisal are, you guys are adjacent.
Not at all, bro. His people are actually
very closely adjacent.
His people are much beneath my people. I'm closer to Andrew than I am to anybody else.
Wow, look at that. You guys are aiming for the white hierarchy. This is...
That's right. I embraced it today, actually. I embraced it today. A little while ago, I embraced my whiteness, finally.
Oh, like, do you endorse this kind of behavior?
Absolutely not.
Fellow Americans, when you're a write-in candidate, folks wonder if they'll spell your name.
Not that much of a reason.
Okay, I'm back.
Yo, Nick, I had a question for you. I don't know if you'd be comfortable with answering these questions, but you said you have, what is it? Your dad was the one that came from the Dominican Republic. But you were born and raised here.
Yeah, I was born in Miami.
Okay. And I'm sure you took trips down to the islands and stuff, but
I go like 7 times a year. My parents live there now.
okay.
When you're a write-in candidate,
I grew up here to the DR.
I grew up here in northern Illinois. We work hard.
Actually, they have a couple properties. They have one in Punta Cana and they have another one up in.
All right. Yeah, you don't gotta get into those details. That's fine, man. May God bless them, and may God give them the health that they require to enjoy those, those earthly material belongings. But either way, look.
They're happily ever.
I grew up here in North. I'm
flexing, bro. Hold on.
I'm kidding. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16th district as a write-in.
They came, they got the money, and they left.
Yeah. No. So my question, when you say, so your mom, you say your mom was Puerto Rican, or excuse me, is. But was she born down in the island? Like she was from Puerto Rico and she migrated?
She was born in San Juan, and then she wanted to get away from her family, so she decided to go to the Universidad Autónoma de Santo Domingo.
I'm Kitover.
University.
Oh, so they met in DR. Okay.
Right, settling in, focusing on the side of my brain.
And then my dad, he was working at Kodak. Well, I don't know if you need to know this is. And then he got an opportunity to move to Miami. And then she's like, I'm a U.S. citizen. We can make this happen. And then they came here. And then they decided.
All right, welcome in.
Good evening. They bought property and went home.
Gotcha.
Good evening.
So
Colossal victory tonight.
That's really the reason why I've been asking all these questions. So, what makes you feel like you're actually...
Good evening. Colossal victory tonight. Local businessman John Kitover.
Well, I think first of all, right, I think that this is where I think he's going to
No, you're saying right.
The years that I was 14 to the year I was 16, I was living in DR for a couple of years with my family. And I live with them, and I understand everything, and so here's another thing. People come to this country, and they claim countries that they have no connection to. They're like, oh, I'm fucking...
For a long shift.
You don't speak fucking Polish. How the fuck
For
do you
a long shift, I'm giving myself a few minutes.
If you don't speak the language? I still speak the language. I understand my people's culture. I am, like 85% of my relatives are still on the island. I can tell you what the politics are that are going on right now in fucking DR. I can tell you the economic data. I am fully invested in the prosperity of my nation, right? So, like, then you have these whitewashed Dominicans that go to New York. They forget They forget their roots, right?
Their long shift.
At that point, you're a white man with a tan. I'm not
thing though, because they're not really going there. I suppose you're saying the whitewashed ones are the ones that were born and raised here and have no connection to the supposed roots.
Oh, and don't speak the language. So that's a big one. The moment you lose the language, you're a white man at that point.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I've always tried to understand that mentality. Because my mom took me down there. She forced me to live down there for 5 years.
John, focus on the center of your brain. Let it resonate.
I still never saw the connection.
Well,
and that was mainly because.
So why do you?
It was no, I don't know where you got hate, but either way, look, the whole thing is that
John, focus on the center of your brain.
Not only was I talking to her,
I'm a physician.
My mom wanted me to be from there. She was
Dr. John Kitover. I'm a physician, a veteran, and a neighbor here
where I was born. And the more crucial part of it all is the fact that I could never, it was.
Dr. John Kitover.
I'll make it layman's terms.
I'm John Kiddo.
It was the fact that I was going from.
I'm John Kiddo.
New York.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Where I had subway buses, constant running hot water, constant electricity, and I know the country's not like that anymore. You know, they made
It sounds like hate, brother.
But the thing is like, I never understood what my mom's. I guess I understand it now because I'm older, but I never really understood. I was like, yo, what is that flag?
I've seen the light. The channel changer has spoken. From this day forward, I, Brother John, shall spread.
These motherfuckers don't got electricity.
Whoa, what is happening here?
Don't get me wrong, there were times when we would like go to the beach. You know, granted, I'm from New York. I was always locked up in the apartment. The only time I got to see a park, you know, in the concrete jungle was during the summertime. But outside of that, I never understood why we have folks that were born and raised here and never lived to witness, just like you. Things you said. But I never understood how people who never lived a single day in their life, in the struggle that is to live down in the island, they were born and raised on pancakes, McDonald's, bacon, and all the beautiful things that is America. But then some way, somehow, to make themselves
Let's make this third eye proud.
Else exotic, if you will.
Inner peace. Let's make this
of some sort. They call themselves something that they're not. So I just that part is the part that I've never understood. Because I've never been able to say, oh, you're Dominican, because the thing is, my parents are from there. There's nothing about that island that I can correlate to me, my culture, and where I come from. So you know what I'm saying? Whenever I would see her, I'll end it with this. So whenever I would see her,
Let's take democracy dance.
Down there, my fucking stomach still to this day churns. Those boiled plantains and that boiled yuca with all that shit.
This is crazy, yo.
Yeah, that shit. You know, like if I don't got a bowl of corn pops and some
I'm John Kitover.
I'm making cheese biscuit or something for me.
I'm Kitover. I'm running for Congress.
Yo, I starved a lot when I was down there in 5 years, man.
So here's the thing. That's the difference between you and I. Like, I love plátanos. I love plants.
I'm John.
Food. I love our rice. I love
families know the debt.
I love going to DR, dancing with my
families know the debt is.
I love basically everything. The way people down there live with so much fucking joy without not having a ton of means. Like, my family's would be considered upper middle class, right? Like, we are doing well, right? All of my family's college educated. All their kids go to private schools, right? They're not struggling, right? They live very comfortably in DR. And so, from my perspective, like, I would go, you know, like, even like they just look so much joy in the little things. The lack of Americans are so fucking isolationist. Like, when you go,
My families know the debt is out of control. Washington keeps spending and passes the bill to our kids. Our national debt just passed $34 trillion and it's climbing. My families know the debt is out of control. Washington keeps spending and passes the bill to our kids. Our national debt just passed $34 trillion and it's climbing.
And I'm not Dominican enough for DR, so technically I'm homeless. So I don't know where I belong. But that's the reality.
Los Angeles, bro. Come here. You know? Los Angeles.
Wait, hold on. This is exactly why I love Miami.
Oh, you're not gonna do Big Mike either.
It's Latin, but it's in the United States. It's either here or LA.
My families know the debt is out of control.
Yeah, you know,
hang out with us Mexicans, bro.
The main thing for me though, Nick, was the fact that I've always heard this. Oh, it's our culture, it's our traditions, all this stuff.
My families know the debt is
from the Bronx, and I'm from an area in the Bronx where
compare the Bronx to us. No.
So hold on, you chill out. So I'm from the Bronx. All I know is the culture that I was born and raised in. You know what I'm saying? So when I would go down there and I would see these people playing these very, may I add, Afrocentric instruments, even though they love to deny their blackness.
Families know that
I could never relate to it. And
to address the Bronx situation, right? Because
there's a Bronx situation?
Yeah. How did Dominicans end up in New York?
Families know.
Let's start there.
My dad, my grandfather on my mom's side came here in the mid to late 50s. He started working 2 factory jobs. He then began to bring all his kids. And the moment they arrived, they immediately went to school and university. All of my aunts and uncles, they all speak fluent English. We never spoke Spanish. The only time myself and my cousins back in the 80s, if we heard Spanish, we knew it was because we was in trouble. They was calling our names in Spanish, and we knew we was about to get our ass whooped or something was going to go down. But outside of that, just the idea of, to me personally, and I'm not saying that anybody who does is in any way, shape, or form wrong, but to me, it just feels like folks want to perpetrate on something that they not because it makes them feel special. And I could never, after being down there for 5 years and seeing how they struggle, how they live, fellow Americans, I can't stand here and be like, oh yeah, I'm that, when in fact I know what it's like to be that, and there's not a single day in my life that I could say I could ever went through anything that would relate to that. That's the whole point. You get what I'm saying? Like, being Dominican is a nationality to me. That's not something that gets passed down on blood. What does get passed down on blood is being black and white, and the facial features that I got and shit like that.
So
outside of everything else.
This is exactly like you're just an advanced version of what happens after like 3 or 4 generations, right? It just for some reason you went straight fuller into assimilation.
No, it's worse than assimilation. Is disdain.
Maybe my kids might feel like you, but I'm too close to the roots of my people and my culture to feel that way. I don't feel that way at all, right? Because you come from a place where you don't regularly speak Spanish. And also, let's talk about the Bronx, right? The Dominicans that live in New York City and the Bronx, right? How did they get there in the first place? They went there to work in the hotels. You were the uneducated, poor Dominicans and left in DR in the fall of the Trujillo regime. What they brought with them was not just Dominican culture. They brought with them a culture of poverty, which is exactly why the Bronx is the way it is, right? Like, highly educated Dominicans did not come and move to the fucking Bronx. Every time I go to the Bronx, because my cousin lived there, I was like, this place is repulsive. I don't know why everybody lives over here. This is super, super fucking poor and ghetto, and why are you even living here? This is worse than living in DR. And so for me, like, when you could say that the Bronx is a representation of Dominican culture, no, it's a representation
but I never said it was.
Of what poverty looks like in the United States.
Right. And that's what I was telling you, that's what I came out of.
Uneducated immigrant population,
but I never, okay, great. Well, it's funny because
I left Argentina, amigo. All of it. Every bar, every kilo, it's mine now. They can't stop me. I'm taking all the gold with me. Tel Aviv, here I come.
We were defending the young and ignorant that come to this country, or the dumb and ignorant.
If you're trying to coordinate,
I'm going to show you 13 video from Saudi Arabia defaming our great nation.
Right. Well, apparently. Well, I'm just doing the same thing now too.
I'm not doing that.
My families know that death is out of control. Washington keeps spending.
From a poor spot on an island down in the Caribbean, and he strives to bring his entire family and works 2 jobs, and he has his kids assimilated. When his grandchildren are born, they're fully assimilated, and they're not running around trying to claim some shit that they're not. Apparently, that's low level shit.
I mean, the way you should have framed this is like, hey, I no longer feel a cultural connection to my country or my people, therefore I claim the United States.
Well,
this is the culture that I'm more comfortable with. That's better than telling me
it's
that
not about being
I'm trying to feel special because I acknowledge my group.
Yeah, that is kind of insulting, Puff, man. I don't know why.
I agree.
I'm sorry you don't like the
fact
truth.
That you are choosing to deny your
You hate your people. Just say you hate your people, bro.
Like, that is not a me problem. That is a Puff problem.
Saying that, man.
He said that shit, bro. He said that shit with his chest and he repeated himself. I hate those niggas. I hate those niggas.
He said, I'm from America, and I don't get it like people like Nicholas, who's from America, feel like they're Dominican.
Yeah, but it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. This is all. One second, brother. I didn't interrupt you. I'm going up the Nate. 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 I'm going up the Nate, bro. I'm going up the Nate. I'm going up the Nate. Oleg was involved. Oleg was able to participate. Nate was able to participate.
Oleg was able to participate. They was able to participate.
I asked Oleg.
I'm gonna go now, bro. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now, bro. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Anyway, this is a weird nigga ass response to a weird nigga having weird nigga behavior. Oh, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. If you called it, you called it. Did you call it?
I mean, why can't Congress speak?
It's in the chat.
This is a weird nigga.
It's in the chat.
All right, thank you. Anyway, getting on my nerves like Puffman. Puffman, you made it very clear your antipathy towards the Dominican Republic and the culture. You made it very clear. In fact, you repeated yourself, right? You can be childish all you want, but you're the one that's sitting here on stage revealing your innermost thoughts about your people. And then you had the audacity to fucking insult people who want to have a closeness to their cultural heritage. And then you get mad when niggas call you out for it. Somebody gotta make it make sense. Why are you here? It's almost like niggas want to have it one way. Nicholas, all he want, one second, brother. All he want to do, Nicholas, is he want to shit on you, and you now have to grovel and apologize. That's the only thing that'll satisfy this nigga. Why? Because you don't share in the same disconnect that he does with his people, and he thinks you're fucked up for it. He thinks you're claiming something that you're not, even though it's your fucking heritage, which is insanity. Some form of fucking, I don't even go there, but anyway, Puffman, if you have a beef with your people, you gotta let that shit go. You should, and you said it in your own maturity. You're gonna overtalk, bro? You gonna be hurt like that, bro? I can hear your background noise. Can you mute up, Puff? You gotta be more mature than this, bro. Can y'all mute Puff for me, please? Because the nigga's being immature for no fucking reason. If you don't like it, why did you... Thank you, I appreciate it. If you don't like it, why did you fucking offer it for submission? Why did you give it to us so we can hear it? If you don't want to hear people's response, go fucking write in your journal, bro. That's what you should do. Write in your journal. Why did I go there? The food is disgusting. The people are disgusting. Why is this nigga doing this, bro? Can somebody tell me why this grown-ass man is being this immature? Can you hit him again, bro? Yo, Knowledge, can you hit him again? Because he can't control himself.
Yeah. He's not.
You gotta wait till me land, bro. You gotta wait till I land, bro. This fucking weird-ass nigga repeated himself, same stupid-ass message, and is mad that people are responding to it. And I would have been kinder and more gentle about it, but the nigga wanted to act like a weirdo behind it. And you acted like a weirdo to Nicholas, who deserves it on a lot of occasions, but not for fucking being... Hold on one second, brother. But not for having dignity and respect and honor for his heritage, which you obviously don't have, which is a fucking shame.
Well, damn.
Yeah, so Nicholas, the point that I was trying to make before, because I could have sworn it was you and I talking, but it's all right. The whole thing is that I could understand if I would have been perhaps brought down there, left down there, and told, hey, look, you may have been born here, but we want you to be directly integrated into these groups. I don't think I ever said that. One, I'm mad. I don't think I sound mad. Two, I don't think I ever said I hate Dominicans, but, hey, look, it's funny. Every time I try to have this conversation, either I have LARPers that jump into the conversation and want to take somebody else's position or get offended on behalf of somebody else. But the crazy thing is that I find it interesting how I'm supposed to completely eradicate all of the culture that I grew up around in the Bronx back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I'm supposed to substitute that for something that, albeit, yes, I was exposed mildly perhaps to it. And, I did spend 5 years down there. But even then, I still had no connection to it because I understood that I wasn't from there. That's basically the whole point.
So
and Nicholas, just to be on the clear, I'm gonna entertain. Yeah, real quick. I'm gonna entertain the bullshit that came from the other side. Did you at any point in time feel like I was offended you? I could have sworn we were just having a conversation. I was just asking you questions.
But it was kind of an insult.
Kinda.
I was having.
What was this?
But it was like.
it was a little like condescending.
Yeah, I was
What was condescending?
bro. Man up.
What was condescending though, nigga?
Yeah,
You're not a faggot, bro. You're gay. You're not a faggot.
I hate plantains. I hate the food that they feed me. I don't even like the island. I think I had such a terrible experience, blah, blah, blah. That's why I asked you if you hate your family. Because when I go down there, man, I'm so excited.
But how is that? How is my personal experience?
From what you said, Mother, about not being fully able to integrate in the Dominican and not being fully able to integrate in the U.S. He was just a little bit closer to the negative side of that spectrum than you were. But that doesn't mean he's any different than you. He's like literal diaspora and struggles. I don't think he was trying to be offensive.
What was considered negative about her statement, and I gave that response. I'm not saying
I got you.
but comprehensive, because he was putting down his own people. Which is fine.
But this is the thing, though. You see, once again, so this is the thing.
Do I get to answer?
Yeah, go ahead. No, by all means, go ahead.
So real quick.
Ladies first.
So my situation is significantly different from yours. Like,
Hi, everyone.
Oh, shit. Hold on, nigga.
My mom cooked Dominican in my house every single day of my life, from the time that I was 1 until I was fucking moved out to college. When I went to college for the first time, I had to fucking start eating burgers and fries at the age of fucking 20 and try to figure out why white people eat oatmeal and all this white people shit at university, because I was not exposed to that. I ate a traditional Dominican breakfast every day. We would call our grandma every fucking other day, talk to my family on the phone, fly down there multiple times a year. Never lost my connection to our people. We met up.
Impact on the sun. You can like the sun, you can hate it when it's too hot, but that's not going to affect the sun, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
So in that sense, you can say it's transcendent. It's not contingent on you, it's not reliant upon you. But at the same time,
we're trying to unite all people.
Like unify all the like religions and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Which is basically what Muhammad was doing, and I mean it's just that's literally it. Syncretization, right?
Oh shit. I'm kidding. Okay, so you're not like a takfir type of dude. Like you're not.
We takfir anyone who's against the gold.
Dave, how could you be in so many discussions and not come to that conclusion earlier?
No, because he's takfired somebody before, but he's not what you would call a takfiri.
Oh, definitely not. Who did you takfir before?
Well, yeah. So I mean, we takfir, like we do all the stuff, right? We do all the stuff that works in whatever context. So, you know, when we get, because obviously we always get takfired by the dogmatists, right? Because for example, you know, if we kind of teach evolution, they takfir us because they think that Muhammad's like essence was to teach the creation of Adam myth. But no, he was repurposing the creation of Adam myth. He doesn't care about the creation of Adam narrative. It was a tool. It was a utensil to say, okay, you guys believe in this, and maybe he believed in it too, by the way. I mean, you guys believe in this? Okay, well, this, you know, it was Allah who established Adam on earth. It was the divine reality that established Adam, and he is the Khalifa. He is the trustee. He is the deputy of God. So you are deputies. You carry this burden of bringing God down to earth. You know, I mean, there's many reasons why he would have repurposed that narrative, and he does this throughout his speeches during his kind of political revolution. So that's it. If you were
born in a religion.
Well, yeah, I was kind of raised in a traditionalist Muslim household. I mean, yeah, kind of.
Okay. And now it's like you're this. You're like this, maybe.
Yeah, I was traditionalist 12 Shi'i until around 2 years ago, and then I was guided. No, and then I have some friends who, I don't know if they're in the room actually, Ilyas and some others. And yeah, we discussed philosophy and history and and my kind of appreciation for evidentiary standards. And, you know, I kind of reflected on my dogma, basically. I looked at critical history. I, you know, reflected on the dogmas, and I realized, wow, it's so, there's so much dogma. And then I realized, and usually at that point, people would just either become, like, they just abandon Islam altogether.